Welcome to Japanese Cooking 101. Today we are making castella. Castella is an old-fashioned Japanese sponge cake. It was first brought to Japan in the 16th century by Portuguese, and over hundreds of years, castella has been improved to Japanese tastes. It's moist, sweet, soft yet chewy. Everyone loves this simple dessert. Here are the ingredients. We use lots of eggs and sugar, milk, honey, and bread flour. We want to use bread flour instead of all-purpose flour to achieve somewhat chewy texture, and we use no butter or oil. For the exact measurement of the ingredients and complete recipe, please visit JapaneseCooking101.com. First, we are going to beat the eggs in a stand mixer, and we are going to add sugar in 3 parts over about 10 minutes. The first batch goes in, and keep whisking. And the second batch of sugar. And we're going to continue whisking in the stand mixer. And we are going to add the remaining of the sugar. It's going to take a while. And meanwhile, we mix milk and honey in a separate bowl, and then heat to lukewarm until the honey melts. You can use microwave to warm the milk. Now we are going to shift the bread flour and set it aside. And now going back to the eggs. Look, it's creamier in color and thickened quite a bit. You are looking for this type of texture. And now add half of the milk mixture to the egg mixture and mix for a few seconds. And half of the bread flour and continue mixing. And the rest of the milk and honey mixture goes in. And once that's mixed, going to add the remaining of the bread flour and mix for additional 2 to 3 minutes. And finally, give a good mix by hand with spatula. Line a 9 by 9 inch baking pan with parchment paper and pour the cake batter in the pan. If you have leftover batter, bake in another small container too. And bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 10 minutes, then lower the temperature to 320 and bake another 30 to 40 minutes. Now take the cake out from the oven and immediately drop the pan like that to release the air in the cake to avoid collapsing. And spread the plastic wrap on a flat surface and cool the cake topside down on the plastic. And wrap it with the plastic wrap. And remove the plastic and paper when it's completely cooled. Castella tastes better after a day or two, so you might want to eat it right away, but it is better to wait for a couple of days if you have that patience. And trim the end very carefully. Look at that yellow sponge. And turn the cake around and do all sides the same way. And cut it into 2 rectangles. Long rectangle is a typical shape for castella, and you can wrap it nicely at this point and use it as a present. Some castella specialty shops put the cake in a very fancy box. And slice it up. We usually eat castella as is, no cream or frosting. The plain castella is sweet, moist, and has unique chewy texture. If you want to try Japanese sweets but not so into red bean paste or mochi, this might be the perfect dessert to try.